Steady up, fellas. I got orders coming.
2v2 on Semoskiy Winter. This one is going to be Pop and BlackCurrent versus Ciez and Lemon.
Waiting for orders.
We've got double US forces in the west base and mix axis in the east base. Double rifleman from BlackCurrent, Pop going with also double rifleman, and we have a slightly different commander loadout, it looks like. BlackCurrent bringing infantry, airborne, and rifle, Pop bringing mechanized, airborne, and armor. So every commander is represented here except for recon. So no canister shots this game. But who knows, we might see some Easy 8s, might see priests, might see M10s or bulldozers, might see some mechanized stuff. Pretty high likelihood of airborne though. They've both got it in their loadout, no surprise there, so we'll see what they choose to do. Ciez and Lemon, on the other hand, have already both picked their commander. Lightning War from Ciez for Stuka Close Air Support. I think in the most recent game of him that I cast, he chose the same thing, if I remember correctly. Or maybe that was a game I played against him. I don't know. Either way. Lemon, on the other hand, choosing Breakthrough, which is actually a nice, refreshing change from constant picking of fortifications that we've been seeing. So no Pack 43 from him this game. Instead, possibly holding up for the Yogg Tiger or King Tiger or something like that. Allies spreading themselves out all over the map, taking the north munitions and actually grabbing south fuel first. Doesn't look like they're even going to make an attempt on the north fuel. Lemon's Sturmfuneers taking that instead. Riflemen taking a position inside of this building. They will be able to fire on this machine gun, but only out of the top window. It's kind of an interesting thing about this house. You will notice that there are no riflemen in these bottom windows firing at that machine gun. The riflemen in the top window can fire south over that fence. So something to keep in mind, you only get one window to fire upon this building from this house. Meanwhile, rear echelon troops in this house are going to utilize volley fire on these grenadiers. May suppress them. Yep, there they go. At that extremely close range, they will get suppressed, but unfortunately a full squad of riflemen went down somewhere. I'm not sure what happened, but a full squad of riflemen did go down. For both of these players, I think. So that's not good.
We're getting plastered over here.
Big push going for the middle. Looks like it may succeed. Lemon usually moves his truck straight towards the center on this map, but it looks like he's going to take a different approach. No battle group headquarters from him. We're going to see mechanized regiment headquarters instead, so he's probably going to rush a Stuka, possibly a flak half track against WS forces. Though flak half track may not be the best call, considering one of them may go captain tier. But we'll see what he decides to do. On Semoskiy, I've always thought that the Stuka is definitely very powerful, so that's what I suspect he's going for. And the Axis have a pretty good hold on the map right now. This fuel point is white, and the Axis are about to take this one, forcing away the rear echelon troop squad. They will manage to get a hold on the south munitions, and they do hold the cutoff here. Riflemen are about to make a push for it, though. This cutoff being harassed, and the building being harassed a bit lightly by some riflemen, taking some damage, however. Third rifleman squad hitting the field. Lieutenant also hitting the field. BlackCurrent, on the other hand, has not replaced his third rifle squad, and is getting utility car 4 minutes 30 minutes in. 4 minutes 30 seconds. Sorry.
Capture point is being overrun. M20 armor upgrade.
M20 makes its way through the south.
We're taking fire!
Blast away.
Under fire!
Rifle squad ready for action. Engine took damage.
Looks like the Axis will successfully push everything away here in the south. The M20 needs to pull back and repair its engine, but we do have some harassment here for the north. BlackCurrent's riflemen will push away that Volksgrenadier squad and take control of that fuel, putting both fuels in Allied hands now. And the munitions are still split quite evenly. Axis is holding the center quite well. Lemon still has not purchased a vehicle. He does have 80 fuel, so if he were going to go Puma or Flak Half-Track, he easily could have by now. And he's actually fielded a squad of Panzer Fusiliers, so definitely think he's going for a Stuka. He didn't purchase the structure for either of the resource transfer abilities either, so that's what it's looking like. Those rear echelon troops barely make it out of that house alive. Grenadiers trying to circle around from the south, but the M20 is back to harass them, fully repaired, and fresh riflemen on the way as well. Lemon's Volksgrenadiers trying to look for an opportunity. We're actually going to pull back to safety now. And there's a half-track on the field from Ciez to reinforce his Grenadiers here in the field. Possibly also his mortar. M20 trying to safely take shots. It's moving up a little bit. We've also got some BlackCurrent's riflemen making their way forward. And we have an anti-air half-track fielded by BlackCurrent set up here in this road, which is about to encounter these Panzer Fusiliers. Getting into oddly close range there. That was weird. Okay. And the riflemen are moving up here to the north strategic point. And BlackCurrent's AA half-track is making its way down to the south to assist in this engagement. The half-track acting as their mobile reinforce point instead of a battle group headquarters, which is what you typically see on this map. Utilizing the half-track instead, of course, protects them from late-game indirect fire. But they're against WS forces, so I feel like that's an unnecessary measure to take, because US forces indirect fire is not typically that scary, although there is the priest. Panzerfaust connects with the AA half-track. It will be forced to pull away with its damaged engine, but Ciez has just made a full retreat away from the M20 and Lieutenant squad here in the bottom after they successfully wiped out this MG30 or MG42. Lemon sustaining heavy losses as well, and everything the Axis had is now being forced off the field. Lieutenant being forced to retreat in his attempt to steal this MG42, and it looks like it's going to get away unless that half-track does something amazing. Yep, there it goes. M20 mine going down here, although I think Ciez probably spotted that just now. American infantry from BlackCurrent making its way down. AT grenade does not. Oh, it does connect. Does connect. That half-track looks like it got to safety though. Go around that corner. It's not in any significant danger. That rifle squad will be forced to retreat. Up here, this rifle squad is in green cover. It could win this engagement if Lemon chooses not to throw any grenades. Oh, but he just left cover. What was he thinking? Now he's gonna lose probably. Okay, now he just got Shrek sniped, so there's no chance of winning this. He should probably retreat now. What is he doing? I think he's microwing his AA half-track in the center. A little slow to retreat, and in the deep snow he does get killed. Pack firing on the AA half-track here, but a Stuka is firing. The American units are quite well spread out. That building will get destroyed, however, and the rear echelons take some minor losses. This building can no longer be used as an offensive position for the Allies, and that will free up Ciez's forces to make their way forward. BlackCurrent's infantry will force away what little was up here. And that north fuel will fall to the Allies once again. The south fuel also remains in their hands. The Axis are even losing control of the south munitions now, leaving them with almost no map control whatsoever. It's going to be critical that that Stuka paves the way for their forces to break back out onto the map. We do have a major setup here with an ambulance from Pop, a second ambulance here from BlackCurrent as well.
Capture point is under
And
attack.
neither of the U.S. Forces players has picked a commander yet, despite being 3 and 5 command points in.
Grab your shit and follow me.
Which is a little bit strange, because at 3 command points, most of their useful commander features are available, including paratroopers, the mechanized half-track thing. Not from Armor Company. Armor Company is more of a late-game commander. M1919s, though, rifleman flamethrowers. So, a lot of useful things at 3 command points, / 5 command points. But no doctrine selections yet.
Heavy machine gun team, ready for orders.
Don't let up! Keep shooting!
AT, evasive action! They're flanking us! Swing guns around!
I got this jab!
Their echelons in this building trying to hold the line as long as they can. They do suppress a squad, but they will get forced out sooner or later.
Capture point.
American infantry, nice flank on this machine gun, but a second one is set up. And he will be forced to retreat from Ciez's team weapon blob. Stuka firing on this stuff. Ooh! First rocket gets a couple riflemen, but unfortunately is largely off target. The Axis are slowly creeping their way forward as carefully as they can. Oh ho! And the Pax managed to snipe the AA half-track at range. But there is now a Jackson on the field, which is going to pose a very significant threat to the half-track. Maybe even the Stuka, if the Stuka exposes itself long enough.
Infantry! And hit that damn flank! Under attack! Box your cover! Keep shooting! Mission complete! We need support! Damn it, where are the other units?
An anti-tank battery is ready for deployment.
Machine gun successfully suppressing all of these infantry squads, trying to do what they can in cover, but it doesn't look like this fight is going their way and everything will be forced to retreat. Meanwhile, harassment of the south has been very successful. Allied map control remains quite strong as the American infantry retakes the south munitions and victory point, but the center VP is still held by the Axis. The north fuel is still held by the Allies, thanks to a stolen machine gun, I think. Or no, that's a 50 cal. Yeah, that's a 50 cal in there.
We have additional Ostrom available.
As Lemon's forces catch up with Ciez's, they're now making a pretty hard push through the center. This Jackson is just kind of sitting here. I'm surprised it's not trying to take a shot at range at that extremely exposed half-track. That half-track is pretty much the keystone of this Axis force, the point from which all of these squads can reinforce. But now that Jackson just got caught by a Panzerschreck squad and is going to be forced to reposition. M20 has been kept alive though, and he's using that quite effectively to harass here in the south. Still have an M20 mine there. Riflemen should successfully push away those Folks Grenadiers, especially with machine gun support. Stuka is now firing somewhere in this area. Just fired across the south wall, and it was nicely dodged by a Pop, taking one loss. This minesweeper will be forced to retreat as well. It looks like he's going to attempt a soft retreat, but changed his mind. Is that a pack howitzer or a Scott? That was a Scott. Scott has been produced by BlackCurrent. Nice diversity of units, by the way, from these two U.S. Forces players. They never seem to purchase the same thing. Now we have a mortar half-track as well. He picked infantry company just to go mortar half-track. He's only 2 command points away from a priest. Why would you buy this? That's a terrible idea. Well, okay, I guess he felt that the white phosphorus ability would be good enough against these team weapons. And it is firing. And the white phosphorus ability is actually not bad. But of course it's kind of expensive. 25 munitions, and to be using it all the time can be pain. But in addition to a Scot, 2 Scots in fact, it's actually probably quite dangerous. Our Kenworther's already been wiped out. So again, mortar half-track, while not all that impressive on its own, using white phosphorus in conjunction with synergy with the Scots is actually going to probably prove quite good. We've got riflemen here pushing away some grenadiers, but Lemon has successfully harassed the south. He doesn't appear to have a minesweeper yet, spending all of his munitions on other things, so he's not going to spot this M20 mine. And again, this Jackson is just not being used effectively. It's just sitting AFK down here when there are priority targets to take out at half-track. And of course the Stuka, if he actually manages to find an opportunity, which I think he probably could if he were clever enough. Maybe flanking super deep around through the south, for example. I don't know if the Jackson can one-shot the Stuka or not off the top of my head, though, and that's pretty important knowledge, actually. I think it does. I'm pretty sure it does. Riflemen will be forced away. And the Allies are doing well, again, for map control, very well. This, mostly because this Stuka just hasn't done, like, anything. I don't know why he said that, I don't know what just happened. Oh no, both of the Scots just died to the 2 packs! Oh my goodness, that is extremely bad. Well, so much for the synergy between those and this mortar half-track. They were just out of position for just a little too long, and they both went down. I think there might have been a teller mine there in the center, but I'm not sure, because I don't think both of them were exposed to both of those packs for that long. So I kind of missed whatever happened there.
Squad numbers are back to normal. Gun crew just got wiped out.
I hear time on target artillery somewhere, but I don't know where. Okay, it was right there and hit nothing. 50 cal just got decrewed. Allies are kind of falling apart now. Axis making their way forward, engaging quite cost effectively, not losing all that much. Half-track is still alive. Grenade goes out on this house, but it doesn't really do anything. Second grenade almost destroys the house, but not quite. That mortar's probably going to finish it off. He should really get out of there. Oh, there it goes.
Just got wiped out. What the hell am I meant to do?
But these 2 rifle squads have maintained their hold on the south fuel. These 2 squads have maintained their hold on the north, so fuel control remains quite solid for the Allies, and they can continue to pump out vehicles that they then immediately throw away to Ciez's packs. They really need to get rid of these 2 things, basically. They really need to. And a priest would definitely help with that. And I think we're going to see one quite soon. Pop, on the other hand, still hasn't chosen a commander. Nice dodge by Lemon there. Sherman has been fielded here in the south. And it's doing what it can. That lieutenant's about to be forced away. Sherman's at the bottom of the hill, so I'm not going to hit anything here. And a fresh Scot has hit the field as well. Ciez is going to have access to Tigers very soon. Just a quarter of a command point away, and he's already got the resources for them. Lemon, on the other hand, doesn't have very much fuel. After purchasing a Stuka and then taking to Obers, won't be able to get any heavy tanks for quite a while. Whole squad just got wiped by the Stuka there. Stuka's up to 11 kills, so it hasn't been devastating, but it's chipping away slowly. What happened? Why does this thing have a destroyed engine? Every single time I take a look at one of BlackCurrent's Scots, it's like about to die. He really needs to be more careful with those things. They just go down so quick. And he's had enough of those packs, and finally he feels a priest. It's dead. Hopefully he'll have a little more success. I don't know what Pop is doing with his 200 fuel. He made a Sherman and a Jackson and then stopped. I guess he's just been bleeding manpower into reinforcing his infantry squads. So maybe he should be a little bit more careful about just hurling them towards the center, because that manpower bleed is not something he can afford when he's got all this fuel to spend. Sherman making his way towards the center. Firing a smoke barrage. Somewhere. Right there. Looks like he wants to screen against those packs and simultaneously take shots at infantry. A Panzerfaust will connect. He's going to have to pull back for repairs, and Ciez has fielded a Tiger here in the north. I don't know if there have been any M20 mines planted besides this initial one here in the south, which is still there. But if the M20 were still alive, planting a few more would probably be a good idea. Priest is firing now. In the center, looks like it nailed a machine gun. And a P-47 just got called in on that Tiger, and I think that was purely to prevent its advance. Force it off the field temporarily while they field more counters to it. Of course, if that Tiger had charged straight for that priest, I think it would have probably killed it and gotten away unpunished, since there's almost no anti-tank available to punish it for doing that right now, except for one Jackson way in the south. So the P-47 will keep that Tiger from doing that for a little while. Sherman going in deep, but it looks like he just changed his mind. And then changed his mind again. Kind of a weird maneuver there, but nice use of smoke to screen its retreat.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
And Lemon has some forces making their way through the south. Whoa, and apparently we have a ton of rear echelon troops with M1919s being fielded by Pop, and he's by BlackCurrent, and he still has almost 400 munitions to spare for more of them. Which he could have bought more, but he just chose not to, I guess. Which just goes to show how incredibly strong the Allied map control has been for pretty much this entire game. That he still has 400 munitions in the bank after equipping 3 rear echelon squads with double 1919s. They get in position to fire on these infantry, and they're slicing them to shreds quite quickly. Nice dodge from that grenade right there. The rear echelons, of course, are quite fragile themselves. They're gonna have to start vetting up. There they go. To really remain relevant, especially against Ciez's LMG squads. And we'll all be forced to retreat with only a single star of vet gained. He's going to have to blob them a lot harder than that to compete here. Smoke barrage going out to screen against packs, and he will go in to just grab the strategic point here. Ciez's Gren Blob is splitting. Sending one squad north, the other 2 squads moving back here towards the south to deal with these riflemen. Oversoldaten have hit the field and are going to force those riflemen away as well, although they're about to get caught by this Sherman rather clumped. Oh no! Okay, they spread out. Ooh! That lottery win would have wiped that squad for sure if they had still been in the deep snow. Stuka firing, however, does not kill anything, I don't think. I don't think that got anything. Here in the north, the priest just shot something right there, I think. Maybe, I don't know. Or the mortar half-track. P-47 getting called in by Pop again. He's no longer going to have munitions to burn after this second P-47, and Ciez will finally be able to make an advance after he gets clear of the strike zone, which ends somewhere right here. Potentially also going to get shot down by this flak half-track from Lemon. Yep, both of them have gone down.
redouble your efforts. We are down to 200 points.
Grenadiers make it away by a hair after getting a bunch of damage from those rear echelon troops.
You guys, listen to me if you want to
Just
live.
goes to show how important vet is to keep them in the field. The double vet squad's still out here, the other squads are not. Especially having that 5th man is extremely good. And once again, the Allied map control is extremely strong.
Ready for action.
And I think that the Stuka has just been really disappointing. The Axis haven't been able to get proper vision, and the Allies, I guess the Allies have just done a pretty good job of playing around it. They haven't been blobbing too much, and they haven't been making particularly excessive use of team weapons. Probably because every time they purchase one, it gets destroyed, so it's definitely a factor. White phosphorus barrage going out on this infantry, which will, if not actually, doesn't look like it's actually doing any damage, but it will prevent those infantry from engaging at close range, or at long range. Oh, wow, that was a surprisingly good shot from that mortar. Priest nails the Tiger's frontal armor, deals pretty nice damage. Stuka is firing, however, and that rear echelon blob has to retreat. And there it goes. Priest firing does not really connect. Oh! There it goes. Time on target artillery doesn't really hit anything, unfortunately. But the pack will get cleared and one of the machine guns will be forced to retreat. If only he had been spamming priests instead of Scots this whole time. Just imagine how things might have gone. That being said, they're certainly doing quite well regardless. Axis have only 100 points remaining. And I'm still kind of surprised not to see a few more of these. He's got 600 manpower in the bank. Could easily throw out two or three more rear echelon troop squads, and he's got the munitions easily for more M1919s. But maybe he's a little bit worried about his anti-tank situation and wants to throw out another Jackson instead. Either way, he's floating quite a lot, and he needs to purchase something. Big Axis push here in the north. They know that their enemy has a mortar half-track with white phosphorus. They know about time on target artillery. They know about the priests. So keeping their units this close together seems like it's just asking for trouble. Time on target artillery is about to fall on this 50 cal. But miraculously, it does survive. And we'll get away with the sliver. What was that? Something died. Jackson just died. Two Panzerschreck squads from Lemon. He's got Vet 4 and Vet 5 on those, so they're quite dangerous. Sherman with HE rounds doing its best. Ooh, perfect HE shell connects with the Raketenwerfer. Decrewing it. Those two Panzerschreck squads are also standing quite close together. There they go, they split up. Getting some really nice hits with these HE rounds. That squad could go down. It's super low. There it goes. Just got nailed. I think Lemon was probably microwing something else, and he just lost that Vet 4 squad. Dangerously close to losing those Obersoldaten as well. Stuka firing. Oh, it's just barely off target again. Just barely missed. But at least those Obersoldaten will get away alive. Rear echelons have all hit Vet 2 at this point. Stern Pioneers are going to get cut down and forced to retreat. Panzer Fusiliers will probably be soon to follow. Their grenade missed. Rear echelon troops taking the north victory point. And the Axis are down to only 75 remaining. Tiger about to get aggressive here. So much for that mortar half-track. P-47 gets called in to push it away again. And that has got to be getting frustrating. Every time it shows its face, it immediately has to retreat away from this P-47 spam. But finally, the Axis have gained a little bit of traction and will slow the Allied munitions income. And of course, the flak half-track is also doing a good job of keeping those planes from actually being used to their fullest. We have a second priest on the field, but it looks like it fired blind and isn't going to really accomplish anything. Allies retaking the munitions and victory points.
50 points.
The strategic point, however, remains cut off. Smoke barrage going out here in the middle. Oh, nice grenade in the smoke! Those Folks Grenadiers were not ready for that and walked right over it. Perfectly placed.
Enemy infantry!
Nice grenade again! Two perfect grenades, and Levin doesn't even realize that that just happened. And he loses the full squad. Way too late to retrieve that. Jackson, meanwhile, has been moved up. The Tiger is wounded from P-47 strafes, but the two packs are set up perfectly to punish this Jackson for chasing. Doesn't matter. Tiger goes down. This desperate push by Ciez looks like it's just not going to work. And that half-track finally goes down to the Jackson as well.
Enemy armor!
30 minutes into the game, it finally found his opening. 13 points remaining. There's just no time left. The clock has been stopped, but not for long.
Bust out the metal!
P-47 air support now available.
They got us zeroed in here!
Button her up.
And that Sherman now has Vet 2 after its 26 kills. Wow.
God damn it! Someone get us out of here!
Allies are about to make a big push for the center. Meanwhile, the Sherman crew is attempting to take the south, although Ciez has Grenadiers moving up. Definitely doesn't want to lose that Sherman to his opponent. He gets inside before the grenade can go off. And rear echelon troops are moving up to take the point now. Meanwhile, priests are bombarding this area.
Grab 42! Form up! We're on the hook over here! Contact secured!
And the clock will start ticking once again. Rear echelon troops harassing the center. Only 10 points remaining for the Axis. Doesn't look like there's gonna be anything they can do about this. A Vet 2 Sherman sitting on the victory point is just going to cut down anything that tries to get close. Pack is moving down there to assist, but it's just too late. 4 points remaining. Center victory point about to get taken. 2 points remaining, and that's going to conclude the game. Well played by Pop and BlackCurrent. Well played by Ciez and Lemon. Good game. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.